What is up, guys? Pizza here. Obviously, today we are back in ClassicCraft. After what I think is about a month and a half break, we are finally back to ClassicCraft. We've got the Soda Pop boys here, Fanta, Canada Dry, and Dr. Pepper. We got our little farm here that I put a slightly more work into while over the break, and by that I mean I added these neat little slabs. Some of the stuff's growing. I don't know if any of it's going to grow to full height or what that full height will look like. But also, organize these chests. This is now just kind of a random junk drawer. We now have food here. Food cooking there. We got some tools and ores here. Building supplies here. And then the chest up by my bed has nothing in it. In fact, I'm probably going to end up moving my bed maybe over to that side of the loft, because I'm tired of spawning on the outside when I wake up. Okay. Well, it's been a long time gone. That's mainly because I stopped having things to talk about. Well, I got some things to talk about today. I also got some things to say about our ClassicCraft 2 goals, because we, like ClassicCraft 1, it took us a little while to get started on the goals. However, we're almost at the total amount of episodes that ClassicCraft 1 reached, and we haven't completed any of them. Now, these were more ambitious goals, of course, so let's go ahead and just take a moment and let's go ahead and re-review our ClassicCraft 1 goals. Alright, so our goals at the start of this series were to craft a pumpkin pie, craft a potion, get TNT, and build a functioning minecart system. Well, one of those goals just seems to be permanently out of reach because I can't find pumpkins for love or money. I think I spent an entire episode just trying to find enough crops to survive for food, and couldn't find any wheat out of that. So I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to just go ahead and cross off the pumpkin pie. It's gone. It's done. We're not going to be able to do it. Potion, still a possibility. TNT, still a possibility. And minecart system, still a possibility. But what are we going to replace that first goal with? Well, we're going to do something that's probably a little stupid. Instead of crafting a pumpkin pie, our new goal, can't believe I'm saying this, our new goal is going to be to build a castle. Walls and everything. It doesn't have to be big, but it's got to be a castle, which is a decent-sized building surrounded by walls. Oh yeah, that's our new goal. So that means our lake house is not living for long. At some point, we will transfer all of this over to a new area. This will still be our main base of operations, but we're going to have to build a castle. And where am I going to build it? Am I going to build it here in the land of death, basically? No, probably not. Oh my god, is that thing already spread? Is that a rose bush? Yeah, so that's our new plan. That somehow, ironically enough, building an entire castle seems more achievable than getting a pumpkin pie. That's just the way it goes. There is a jellyfish in here, and I don't know where it is because it's not spawning. It's not spawning an actual entity, but I figured it out. It's a jellyfish. So yeah, that's our goals, our rejiggered goals. Obviously, we got to get started on that castle one, which means we need more tools for sure, because these, I'm going to be honest, it's not going to cut it. I'm going to need more iron and stuff too, so we're going to have to end up going back to that cave system and to get more stone and other things. Jeez, there's a lot of turtles. There's not enough soda in the world to name all you guys. I want to make that clear. So that's what we're going to do. Because the thing is, not only will we be able to ultimately build a minecart system out of this, but this will also get us more tools and more supplies that we'll need to ultimately build that castle. So we are kind of taking on two bulls with one set of horns here, and hopefully it'll work out. It just looks like eyes now. Doesn't even look like Commander Shepard anymore. So we're going to get some tools ready to go, and we're going to go out again. God willing, and God help us. But it's what we're going to do. Okay, and I actually have a lot of things to talk about, because a lot of things have happened. Don't know if you heard, the world is on fire now, and is only getting worse. That's just part of it. Part of being alive, I guess, in this day and age. A hammer. That's what I had accidentally started crafting last time. I couldn't figure it out. It was a hammer. Yeah, the world's a bit on fire. If you would like a smidgen of good news, I know it doesn't happen often, but ooh, I actually have some kind of good news for you. Good news, everyone. The Sims 1 and 2 are apparently getting a re-release. So I know I'm doing this, but oh boy, I pizza might just end up disappearing for a while to go play Sims 1. Oh my god, The Sims 1 remastered, working on modern systems. Oh, heck, boy. I'm sorry, that might not excite anyone under, I don't know, 25. What was that? That might not excite anyone under 25, but 25 and older, you are just looking at that and going, wow, that's the greatest news I've ever heard in my life. It is. That should be your reaction, because it is the coolest news you're gonna hear. Oh my god, Sims 1 and 2. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but child. I don't know about you, but I started playing The Sims. My first experience to The Sims was The Sims 2 for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, what an odd start, huh? Yeah, kind of an odd start. I'll be the first to admit that. But that's where I started out at. I started with The Sims 2 on PlayStation 2. And I did a lot of things on it. The only thing I can remember from that is that when I was really little, I did a fake YouTube series about it. And then if I boot up my memory card right now, the first thing that will pop up on that save file is kind of embarrassing. The first thing that will pop up on that save file is a Agent 47 save. Agent 47 from Hitman. And that date on the save file is, I think, 2012. 2012 or 2011. I would have to double check. But yeah, that was my last save file on The Sims 2. So I played it from the time I was probably 6 or 7 to 2012. And then of course I had Sims 3 on console. This is because we just didn't have we had a family computer growing up. And that was it. The computer that I was first given, as in like actually given, was a Windows 98. It could run Power Rangers games. It could run a couple of Thomas the Tank Engine games, and that was it. Yeah, I think the most exciting thing I ever did on that Windows 98 was I changed the wallpaper to Medal of Honor Warfighter, and and I made it the baseball theme with the clickers and everything too. That is loud. I made it all the clickers and stuff were baseball things. So that's the most exciting thing you could do with the Windows 98. I also played around a lot with the clip art and stuff. I think because I'm a child from the South, I think I made a Jesus comic out of the weird clip art and retexturing stuff that you could do with the words. And that was being a kid in the 2000s. I mean, if you had a Windows 98, you were basically set, man. Then I got given a Windows XP, and because I was a small child, eventually that just died from viruses, I think. That's just how it happens. The most notable thing about the XP is it's where I played Knights of the Old Republic 2, and as far as I'm aware, I'm the only person who has ever soft-locked Knights of the Old Republic 2. And I've put at least a decade of thinking into this, going, how did I soft-lock Knights of the Old Republic 2? Or was I just too stupid to continue? No, I actually soft-locked the game somehow by helping both the Ithorian and Czerka, but to a certain point where then neither of them would let me do any more missions because they both hated me. And you just can't progress at that point. Yeah, I was a dumb child. That was a notable thing that happened on the XP, and then my background was a repeating image of Dr. Hacks going hacks because this was 2010. Yeah, that's the most exciting thing that happened on that XP. Oh, I also got really good at stick figure animating because I was 8 and 10 and whatever, and had a bunch of time on my hands. I spent a lot of it doing the stick figure animation with Pivot and got really good at it because I had nothing better to do with my life. Actual iron ore, well. Of course the werewolves are out. Who? Where? Where'd you come from, pal? Oh, sugar. Okay, good thing I crafted an extra one. And I'm going to need that bone meal anyways. I need more skeletons so I can quick grow the stuff in my garden. So yeah, that was my Windows XP. And then I was given a Windows Vista. And the Windows Vista saw me from 2011, about Christmas 2011 to when I left for college in fall 2018. That Vista carried me through my entire teenage years, and it ran, from my memory, it ran everything really well. Like, I could play Mafia 2, I could play TF2, and that was basically the only 2 games I ever really needed to play as a child. As a child, as a teenager, I played some other games too. It ran like Modern Warfare 2. Basically anything. This is how you know the Vista was actually a good system. All right, and why I am one of the few Vista defenders, mainly out of nostalgia. The Vista could run stuff up until 2014. 2015 is the cutoff point for what Windows Vista could actually support. And no! Where did he come from? What the hell was that? Okay, so a creeper just came out of nowhere and ganked me. And now I'm going to have to run back and hope any of that stuff is there. If not, ball bags, ass trumpets and ball bags. Yeah, so before I was so rudely murdered, what I was saying was the Windows Vista could run stuff up until about 2014, 2015. That was the cutoff point. And the only reason it could do that is because at one point we had to have the Vista replaced. Because, again, I was like 11 and 12 when I got it, and it got a lot of viruses. And so when we took it to the local PC repair place, one of the things they did... I don't know why they did this. There's no reason for them to have done this. Ow. Looking back, I have zero reason for why they did this, other than the fact that they knew it was a young boy using it, and so wanted to set me up as good as possible. They put NVIDIA drivers in this thing. It did not come with NVIDIA drivers. It did not need NVIDIA. Oh, well, I am just... What is this? Get away from me! I'm not winning this fight. Oh, I almost won that fight. Let's just pop in, grab an axe or something. To this day, yeah, I have no idea why they ever did that. There was no reason for it. Like, you didn't need to replace the video drivers or anything. But he did. Whoever this random PC tech man was, he replaced the drivers with NVIDIA drivers. And that is the entire reason that Vista was able to see me through my entire high school days. And was able to really play any games at all at a, 30 to 60 frame rate. God, those things are so creepy. No idea why I did it. Forever grateful that he did. Alright, just had to check and make sure the recording was still going. So yeah, thank you, random PC repairman, who did that. And that basically let that Vista live for the rest of the time that I needed it. I still miss that thing, but only in the sense of I miss being a teenager and a kid with less responsibilities. That's really the only thing. Alright, how much of my stuff got ganked by that explosion? Because if it didn't get ganked by the explosion, it got ganked by the damn lava flow next to it. Now I gotta find the sugary thing. It's definitely not the way there are no lights, Pizza. Try and follow the way with the lights. It might be down here. There are lights down here. No, this is... God, how confusing is this cave system going to be? Oh, down here. Down here. How do I even start talking about computers? God, I don't know. Oh, yeah, The Sims. So, I didn't... Like, playing The Sims on computer was just not an option. I got The Sims Life Stories, but it wouldn't run on my XP. It wouldn't run on my XP, and it wouldn't run on my Vista. And I don't know why it wouldn't run on the Vista or the XP. It wouldn't run. So I had The Sims Life Stories, but I could never play it. Oh gosh, that lava. Whoop. All right, it ganked basically everything I owned because it blew up the lava, but still got some things, I guess. I got a pickaxe, which is important. I've got my boots and my helmet, but it looks like my pants and my chest got blown up. Oh, sugar snacks. That is so not cool. So yeah, Sims 2 and Sims 3 on console were my only ways of playing The Sims. And that's just how it was. And I loved both of those games to death. The last time I played Sims 3 was 2018 on the PS3. It still holds up. I mean, it holds up better than the Sims 4 base game does on PC. Like, there's just no comparison. One of them's better, and it's not Sims 4. So yeah, Sims 1 and 2 re-releasing and actually workable on modern PCs? Oh, sign me up, brother. I don't know what the price is going to be, but you might not see Pizza for the rest of February. You will see me, but... yeah. Excited is an understatement for that. And if you're under 25, it means nothing to you. Those games are not worth a darn thing, but in terms of nostalgia, they're worth everything.